factor completely x to the fourth minus 81, and we have four choices, four different answers here. Okay, so let's factor this. The first thing we notice, we have two terms, don't we? X to the fourth, and the second term is 81, or negative 81. All right, and x to the fourth is what we call a perfect square. All right, and then we have our subtraction. We have another perfect square. So this is the difference of two squares. So first of all, we notice we have two terms, and this is a square. The square root of x to the fourth is x squared, and the other side is x squared. Okay, x squared times x squared is x to the fourth, kind of like the length times the width of a square. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth. What would you say the square root of 81 would be? How about 9 and 9? 9 times 9 is 81. And since we have a subtraction sign between them, one of them has to be minus, the other one has to be plus. So we're going to factor this. We're going to get x squared minus 9. That's this term here, minus this term. And then we're going to have x squared here with a plus 9. Okay? Now, we notice that this is also the difference of two squares, and this isn't. This is the sum of two squares, which we cannot factor the sum of two squares. So we simply copy that one down. And then let's draw a couple of squares over here, our x squared and our 9. The square root of x squared is x, because x times x is x squared. And what are you going to have for the 9? How about a minus 3 and a plus 3? And that will give you the minus 9, wouldn't it? So my first term is going to be x minus 3, and then what? X, then what? Plus 3. So this is my answer here. The finished, when I factor this completely, this is my answer. So I'm looking at C for my answer. C.